welcome to this thing you're doing. In another life, you're not doing it, because the world is made of a million different choices and a million different paths, and it doesn't really matter what you choose, because it's not really happening, because in another life, you chose the other side. Hello, welcome to this thing we're doing. I'm Sarah Hazen Bask. With me is my co-host, Caden, and this is 'Cause We Can podcast.
Hello. I never know what you're going to do before you start talking.
No, I forgot to grab my book. So here's a doggy child that was on my lap. Here's my notes.
Say hi, Remy. Talk.
Meow.
That was Sarah.
No, that was Remy. Remy's a cat now. Because I made her a cat. Because I made a cat noise. Whatever. That was probably a loud clap. Sorry. Let's get into this.
Don't clap again.
Let's get into this. Do you have any news you want to talk about?
I'll talk about my news later.
Okay. So you actually found some news. Nice.
Well, it's not really news, as in a funny article I saw.
Cool.
That relates to something we're going to talk about later, so.
Vincent D'Onofrio, who played Kingpin in Daredevil,
Yeah.
is promoting a petition to, get Daredevil back.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Hooray, hooray.
Yeah, the petition's been around for a bit, but the fact that actors are actually actively participating in it, I don't think anyone in the crew or the cast wanted it to end, so.
No. It was just some bullshit, because they didn't think Disney would have their own streaming service when they signed up the show, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all politics. That's why it's all getting canceled.
Yeah, it's not because, the show is,
Yeah.
run its course, or it's not popular, or whatever.
Punisher Season 2 will come out sometime
Yeah.
This month.
Cool.
And then there's still Jessica Jones Season 3, and then that's it
Yeah.
for Netflix.
Yeah.
And I imagine, next month we'll hear that Punisher got canceled. And I'm sure after Season 3 of Jessica Jones comes out, we'll hear that same thing, too.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's implied at this point.
Yeah.
Just can't.
I don't think this, even if this petition goes well, I don't know if it'll actually accomplish anything.
Yeah, it might not.
Because it's just so political, the cancellation, that
it's just because of the contract, and you can't
Yeah.
breach a contract, but they could come to an agreement, a monetary agreement, probably.
Yeah.
That's all the petition would, if it was successful, that's all it would do. Netflix would not give up their contract unless they were going to get compensated.
Well, their contract isn't over. What they would do is just, it would mean they would keep on for another season, and the only problem is that that would mean we'd have to wait 2 years from a season 4 for us to get Daredevil in the greater MCU in anything else. As we just stopped the dog from eating garbage. Chocolate again. Oh no.
Yeah, she ate a whole bag of Lindors the other day.
We had to go to the vet and get her stomach pumped.
Yep.
Not actually pumped, just give her a medicine and then she throws up. And then the doctor came back and showed us her throw up.
I'm like, thanks for that, Dr. Man.
You don't need to do that. You can just say she threw up a lot of chocolate. You don't have to show it to us. Oh, there's white stuff in it too, and
Well, because it was white chocolate.
yeah.
And milk chocolate. She ate a whole thing.
Yeah. The other news I found was that Aquaman, the Aquamaniest of the men,
Which we haven't seen because we don't like DC.
I don't know, I kind of want to see it, but at the same time I want to see Justice League first.
And I don't want
And
to
I
see Justice.
don't want to see Justice League, yeah. I mean, I want to see it, but I also
I couldn't bring myself to do it.
yeah, exactly. But, yeah, it's
I
now...
saw Suicide Squad and that was the end of it for me.
But apparently, it's now officially the highest grossing DC EU movie.
Well, it looks the best, except for maybe Wonder
Like
Woman.
visually, it looks really good. Wonder Woman was probably the best before that, critically speaking, at least.
But I'm saying that's not a very like impressive stat because they've only had like what 5 movies.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. This is the 6th.
Oh my God! Yes, the 6th one did a little better than the previous 5. Shut up,
When
Remy.
everyone but Wonder Woman was a bomb, except Man of Steel was okay.
Yeah. Shush.
Remy, shut up your toy. I'm gonna take that away from you because we're trying to do a podcast. Entertain the masses, Caden.
I hate DC. I hate all the new movies. I liked sort of the original Spider-Man, Superman movies. They were fine. I never watched any of the shows like Smallville or shit like that. Wasn't my thing.
Toys away. I watched a couple seasons of Smallville. I watched like the first 2 seasons of Gotham too, as
Yeah.
well. Gotham was good. Smallville was okay. I watched
The
a
only
little bit
thing
of
I like is those 3 Batman movies.
the Nolan ones. Have you seen any of the other ones?
No, I have. I saw one with Poison Ivy. When, what's his name
Batman
from
and
Ocean's
Robin.
11?
Is that Batman and Robin or Batman?
I don't know what it was. Dave.
George Clooney. Yeah, that was Batman and Robin, which is considered the worst of all the Batman movies because it's so campy and bat credit card and bat nipples and because there's nipples on the suit. What?
Never mind.
Why didn't you say it? You mouthed something. Why don't you say it? People can't see your mouth when you mouth it.
I'm mouthing it to you so they don't see it.
What did you mouth? Okay. Hello. There's a bit of a mute there. You'll have to edit that out later.
Thanks.
Or I will. One of us will.
I was just gonna let it be, but no, you have to go and mention it, so now I actually have to edit it out.
What? Yeah. Who wants to listen to just some pause of...
Stop! Because I'm cutting all this out.
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna cut it out, but now I have to listen to the actual audio.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you would only cut that out. Yeah. It looks like a good movie.
I don't think it
DC's
looks like a
fine.
good movie.
I think it does.
I think it looks like shit.
it looks
like
visually-
a CGI mess. is
It
what
looks like CGI beauty. Like, it looks beautiful. It looks
I don't
like
think-
Thor Ragnarok. Like, some of those scenes, like, it looks like those, like, old Roman paintings and such.
I just thought it looked like shit, and I've seen a teaser, I've seen a trailer, and I'm just like, not interested.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I disagree with you there, but okay.
I don't really care to see it. I'd only see it so we could talk about it on the podcast.
Nice. So, some big trailer drops this week. Oh, did you... I didn't show you that one trailer yet, did I?
No, you didn't.
Shoot. Hang on a second. Where's the button? Okay. So,
We're back from a trailer break.
Us, what we just watched.
I think that looks amazing.
Yeah, Jordan Peele's next movie, right
So I
after
loved
Get Out.
I loved
Get Out was amazing.
And I'm like, yes.
He's like,
yes.
I feel like Jordan Peele is one of the few horror directors that are getting Academy praise. Like, because Get Out was nominated for Best Picture, which
Yeah.
is rare for horror movies.
Yeah. And they're so unique.
Yeah.
Get Out is so unique, and this looks so unique.
Oh my god, it's just like such a... This man's mind is just so interesting.
He does other stuff too, right?
Yeah, he used to do a comedy sketch show with Keegan Michael Key called Jordan
Key and
Key and
Peele.
Peele,
Right?
yeah.
I'm like, he's
Key
from
and
Key
Peele.
and Peele, right?
Yeah,
I didn't
he
want
is.
to just ask
yeah,
that.
but he's done acting now. So, well,
Well, that was
for the
acting.
most part, he's still doing some acting. But he's done like
But he was used to be a comedy guy. Now he's
Yeah.
doing horror. It's
Yeah,
whoa,
like-
genre shift
because
right there.
Get Out was his directorial debut too.
Oh, yeah.
So, and there was some comedy in it too. Like
Well,
that.
that's the best kind of movies where it's not
Yeah.
just scary. Like, you gotta lighten it up.
Yeah. This one looks like it's gonna be more serious than Get Out,
It'll
though.
probably be funny a bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. But not, like, overly as much.
Maybe.
Like, I don't think there will be a comic relief character like there was in Get Out.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. When's
Yeah,
that
it looks
coming out?
really good.
Today? Let's go.
Let's go. I don't think it's... When does it come out? Let's figure this out. Release date... March 15th.
Oh, why did you have to show me a movie so far away?
So we can forget about the trailer by the time we watch it.
Hooray!
Oh, did I ever... Do you see the Hellboy trailer?
No!
Damn it, I should have showed you those ones too.
God's
Hang on a
sake.
second. Okay, sorry about that. That's all my fault for not making sure Caden was up to date. So, Hellboy.
I've never seen Hellboys.
The first two, Guillermo del Toro directed. Pretty good movies. Guillermo del Toro is one of my favorite directors because his, like, beast designs are so... His monster designs are, like, just so unique.
Yeah.
Have you seen any Guillermo del Toro movies?
No.
Pan's Labyrinth?
No.
Pacific Rim?
No.
Okay.
Is that his only two movies?
He did more. The Hellboy, of course. But anyway, this one isn't Guillermo del Toro. But in terms of casting, I guess it's fine. It's the guy from Stranger Things, like the cop, as Hellboy.
Ah, there's the voice.
Which is pretty good, like just as good as Ron Perlman, I guess, in terms of casting.
Sure.
Ron Perlman was Hellboy in the other ones.
No idea.
Okay. But yeah, pretty good casting. When I first saw the trailer, I thought I was just kind of missing the Del Toro influences,
Right.
but it's warmed up on me a little bit, and I'm like curious to see how it goes. I didn't read a lot of the Hellboy comics myself.
I've read no comic ever in my entire life.
I remember after we watched the trailer, you asked me, DC or Marvel?
Yeah.
And I said, Dark Horse. And you're like, oh.
No, I was like, because I'm like, I don't feel like this is DC or Marvel. Is it another Sony thing? Like, is it, like, you know? And then I'm like, oh, okay, so neither. Great.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Like, Dark Horse is like the third.
okay, you know, I know what Dark Horse
Okay.
is.
I'm just letting you know in case you don't. I don't know what you know.
I only own Bongo Comics,
What's Bongo?
who produces the Simpsons comics.
Nice. Yeah, I think it looks
I think
good.
they only do the Simpsons.
Would you go check it out?
Sure. I'm not as excited about it as for us, but
Yeah.
I'll see it because we do this podcast.
Yeah.
But I would rather see it than Aquaman.
Yeah, okay.
Like, by a lot. I'd be like, fuck Aquaman, and just go
Okay.
to see this.
Men in Black International. I thought that looked cool.
I like that it was Thor and Valkyrie.
Yeah.
I
Tessa
like
Thompson,
that
Chris
he
Hemsworth.
threw a little hammer,
Yeah.
and I'm like, they know he's Thor.
Did you have you seen the other Men in Black movies?
I saw the first one.
Just the first one, not 2 or 3?
I think I saw 2, but I definitely didn't see 3.
Okay. They're fine.
And I thought they were fun.
Yeah, they're fun.
I hope this is just as fun.
This looks like fun, but it also looks different, a little different in tone. Like it's more action oriented, where the other two were a little bit more actiony, but they were actiony, but like they were
funny.
Yeah, they were funny, and they were in the era where all blockbusters action meant like shooting people with CGI weapons. So
yeah, it looks funny. Like those were funny. I hope this is still funny.
Yeah, and it's a spin-off. Like it's the same world. Like you see Easter eggs.
Yeah.
In it, like there's that one scene where you see a poster from like or a painting of like the scene, the main climax of the first one.
Oh, I didn't. Like, I don't know it well enough to like
Yeah.
pick up on Easter eggs.
Yeah. So it's not like a full on reboot, but it's cool to see another aspect of this.
Yeah.
And I was just reminded, do you remember that there used to be an animated TV show of Men in Black?
No.
Oh my god, that was my jam. Men in Black. Do-do-do-do. I don't remember how the theme song goes, but it was my jam when I was a child. Yeah. So, yeah. There's one other trailer, because you went to see a movie while I was on vacation.
So I went and saw Mary Poppins
Yeah.
while Sarah was away, and there was 4 trailers. The one was Dumbo, which I think we've already talked about, which we hate. We hate Dumbo.
Yeah.
And I'm with my mother in the theater, and she turns to me and she's like, ugh. Like, she had the same reaction we did.
Yeah.
And then The Lion King comes on, which was my favorite movie when I was 2, which I
Yeah.
think I've also mentioned. And then she like gets really excited, turns to me, and she's like, Lion King, which is how I used to pronounce it.
Aw.
And I was laughing. Like, we're having a great time in
Right.
the theater. And then the third movie was The Dog's Way Home.
Oh my god.
And I was just like, nope. And it kept coming on TV.
And I went to see Spider-Man again with my parents.
Yeah.
Or my dad and my brother, I
Yeah.
mean. I remember watching that this time and thinking, oh no, not again.
It kept coming on TV. Like one of those trailers you saw on TV, and I was like, oh my god, every time. And I'm like, no man.
Does not look like a good movie.
Just leave me alone, Dog's Way Home. I don't care.
And it's like that CGI cougar is like, I feel like it would be a laughable movie. Like, it'd be fun to watch as like a commentary or
No,
a
it would
review.
not. It would makes me physically sick thinking of watching that movie.
Okay.
I'd rather see
Because
Aquaman
it looks
100
so
times.
it looks so bad, but like
not bad enough. Like, not funny enough, I mean.
Yeah, but there was another trailer, right?
Which, yeah, so my mom was also like, ugh. I'm like, Mom, we're going to see a kids movie, okay? We're going to see kids trailers.
Yeah.
Then there was this other movie, which I'd never heard about, which was called, what was it called? You looked it up.
Wonder Park.
And I'm just like, oh, okay.
So I saw that trailer.
Yeah, because I told you. I'm like, I saw one new one, Wonder World or something.
Wonder Park. Basically, this kid created a park diagram as a child with her mother.
It was like a diorama. Like it was a physical park.
It looked really cool. That's an interesting idea. Like, this kid sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Of a character. But then she, like, destroys it and then, like, ends up at, like, as if it actually existed and all her childhood toys are alive. And it's like, what?
It's like, I'm like, a Toy Story ripoff.
That's what you thought?
Yes.
Nice.
But also, like, I feel like things like that, I've seen that idea before.
Mm-hmm.
Where something you made up as a kid wasn't fake. It wasn't fake, it was, like, real.
Like, came alive, yeah.
Like Wonderland.
Yeah. Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland.
Oh. Yeah.
Underland or whatever. That one. Like, the one where she's an adult.
Yeah.
And she thought it was just, like, her imagination, but then it was real.
Yeah. Like, the Tim Burton ones?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, those movies are... I haven't seen the second one, but the first one was like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp, why are you breakdancing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking of it. I'm like, if I was a kid right now, I'd probably be down.
Yeah.
But, like, as an adult,
Without children.
I'm like, nah.
Yeah. Yeah, like, if I
I wouldn't see it.
If I had a child, I'd be like, let's go take Timmy to the show. I don't know why my fictional child is called Timmy, but that's
We'd take Remy.
Yeah, let's go take Remy to the movies. You down for that, dog?
She's, like, blind. She wouldn't enjoy it.
And she's, like, sleeping, laid out, looking almost half dead on the couch.
That's her favorite way to sleep.
So...
She's blind and deaf. She would have nothing out of the movies.
Mm-hmm. So...
And a dog.
Our big subjects, we're going to talk about 3 things.
What?
First, we're gonna see your unspoilered review of Mary Poppins, because I
Oh.
still haven't seen that, and I'm thinking of seeing it.
Yes.
Don't know if we'll talk about it on the podcast or not, but we'll see.
Yes.
We also checked out Bandersnatch, Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, the
Netflix.
the first Netflix interactive.
You're thinking of Men in Black.
Yeah, the Men in Black, Black Mirror. They both have black in the title, and are about white people. Sorry, that was bad. But the first Netflix interactive movie meant for adults. Like, they've dabbled in it in the past with kid stuff. Like, there's a Puss in Boots interactive
Oh
thing.
God.
And a couple of other stuff. Like, they have the Telltale's Minecraft story mode on there for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God. Telltale games are just a movie.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Some of them are good, but, like, some of them are like, who wants a Minecraft story mode?
No one.
Yeah. Like,
Some
it's a game
9-year-olds.
that doesn't even have a story. So,
I played the Walking Dead one and the Game of Thrones one. And I've never watched Game
I
of
like the
Thrones.
Walking Dead ones. I played the first season of the Batman one.
Oh, there's a Batman one.
Yeah. I played, like, season 1 and 2 of Walking Dead and a little bit of season 3, but I sold my PS4 before I could finish season 3, and that's what I was playing it on, so I didn't finish that one.
Oh, I watched someone else play.
Ah.
Yeah.
So
But
you
in
can-
my video game courses,
Mm-hmm.
The Walking Dead was a required game
Ah, nice.
to play.
Interesting.
It was
There's
fun
a
course.
there's a new feature they have on the newer Telltale games. Like, I say newer because, like, even though there's no new ones now because Telltale doesn't exist anymore.
Hooray!
Hooray!
I don't
No, they got, like, bankrupt
know. Nice.
and, like, just closed their doors, and they're midway through the final season of Walking Dead, or
Oh,
what they were
fuck.
calling the final season, and then they, like, basically stopped out of nowhere. Everything, like, got shut down. I think another company picked up Walking Dead, though. But anyway, and we also watched Bird Box separately with our families,
Yes. So we'll talk about that.
so we'll talk about that.
All right. So
But-
spoiler-free Mary Poppins. First of all, I did not clue in that it wasn't a remake till I
Mhm.
was buying my tickets in the theater.
Like, you thought it was a remake, not a sequel?
Well, like I thought it would be like different because
Like
I'm
a reboot?
like a reboot.
Hmm.
And I was like, and then I saw Mary Poppins Returns, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I'm here anyway. Like, honestly, my thought process.
So you didn't. So, if you knew it was a sequel before, would you have not seen it then, or?
Maybe not.
Interesting.
So I go to the movies with my mother, and we're gonna watch Mary Poppins. She tried to make me watch the original one, like the day before, and I have a younger sibling whose favorite movie is Mary Poppins.
Oh,
So I've seen it plenty of times as an adult.
yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good.
I haven't seen it in a while. I'd like to check that out.
Well, now I kind of want to see it again, but I should have just let my mom show it to me. But anyway, I was like, no way. I'm like, and it's a remake, so like, who cares? And I'm like, and it was not a remake.
Mm-hmm.
It was a reboot, which is
Or
fine.
sequel.
Sequel.
Not reboot.
That's what I meant. It was fine. Like, I was just a bit disappointed because I don't think it's a spoiler to say there is no original song, none of the original songs in there.
No, from the first one, you mean.
That's right.
Like,
They're
it's all original
yeah,
songs.
yeah, but I mean they're not from the original movie.
Yeah. That's,
So
to me, that sounds more like an up than a down.
that was a disappointment because the songs that they did have were not as good.
I've heard some of them. Like, I heard that, like, Lighting the Candles one.
I just
And I
felt
thought that sounded pretty fun.
the charm of the first movie was through how hard it was to make the movie and how interesting it was at the time. But it was just a CGI mess this time. Like, it's just, that's all it was. It was just like CGI the whole thing. And I'm like, yeah, I know that's how we make movies nowadays, but it doesn't look as good. It's not as fun.
Okay.
Because I'm like, this is really easy to make. And it's just like they can do whatever they want. So they
Yeah,
did.
because it's Disney, because they had loads of cash.
And I'm just like, it was way bigger than the first one. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. The visuals were not just, we went into a storybook for like a bit or whatever.
And there's
a
also
painting.
like the behind the scenes of this movie too, like, because when they first made the first Mary Poppins, the author of the books was like, "You're never making another Mary Poppins movie again. This is garbage." So they weren't allowed. That's why they're coming out with a sequel now as opposed to back then, because they weren't allowed. And then the moment she died, they not only come out with a making of Mary Poppins biopic,
Yeah.
but they also come out with the frickin' sequel, because they're basically like, ha ha, you're dead now, you can't stop us now.
Yeah, because it probably went into public domain after her death.
Well, it's not, no, like, the estate gave Disney permission.
Oh, because they want the money.
Of course.
Yeah. But I was just thinking, like, you know, the first one, it's a small movie, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, they go and then they're floating on the ceiling, they're going into the drawing, like.
And I guess because a lot of that stuff was new, too, at the time.
And I'm trying to give my spoiler-free review, and you're
Sorry.
interrupting me. You haven't seen the movie.
I'm giving my 2 cents.
No sense until the end.
Okay.
So, you know, you go into a picture and it's just like a mix of animation and live action and it looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, they do that again,
Mhm.
but again, it's like on crack. And then they do
Uh-huh.
another thing and it's like on crack. And then it's just like so big
Yeah.
that it just feels like not as charming as the
Mhm.
first one. And then
Interesting.
there's rapping,
Okay.
but it's not like rapping. But
But
it's
it's
like
like-
Lin-Manuel Miranda's because he's there and he's
Yeah.
rapping.
Why not?
He's there and he's rapping.
I'd be more disappointed if he didn't rap.
Well, I'm just saying he's there and rapping, and this like weirdly weird, big extravaganza scene where it's like, holy shit! Like, can we style back and make it feel like a sequel instead of a reboot? Because if it is a sequel instead of a reboot, make it feel like a sequel instead of a reboot.
Well, that's just the thing from, like, sequels when you make it 20, 40 years later, too.
Yeah.
Is, like, because the technology has evolved, it's never gonna feel 100% like the original.
But they could have filmed it as if it was a 1960s movie.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. That would have been out there. That would have been crazy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right?
So, overall,
Eh,
eh?
I wouldn't see it again.
You wouldn't see it again?
No, only if I really wanted popcorn.
Okay. Alrighty.
Bandersnatch.
Or do you want to do Bird Box first?
Bird Box first.
Let's do Bird Box first.
Oh my god. So I couldn't sit through Bird Box. I kept giving up and leaving because it was upsetting me.
Oh?
Yeah, I don't know. I was just getting upset and I kept having to leave.
Like, in a good way, as in, like, the story was so rich that it caused emotions, or in, like, the movie was so bad that you couldn't watch it?
The movie was in such a way that I could see what bad things were about to happen and it made me uncomfortable to watch.
Oh. And you didn't. So is that a...
And I just kept going to my mom, what the fuck movie are you making me
So
watch?
do you think that's a
It's a bad thing.
That's a bad thing in the end. Not
I
a good
didn't see
thing
the
because
whole movie 'cause I
it
kept
caused
leaving.
relation. Okay. I thought it was a bad movie.
I kept leaving. I was
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
I
But being
It didn't make
uncomfortable
me
isn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying it made me uncomfortable and I wanted to leave.
Yeah.
So I didn't see the whole movie.
I didn't not like it, but I didn't like it. It's not a good movie. Like, the most let's just go full spoilers.
Like, fuck it at this point.
Like, everybody's seen it. Like, it's all over Facebook and internet being
memes.
like, hey, let's watch Bird Box. And then it's like, it's getting all this publicity, but it's also, I feel like, majority being seen as a shitty movie, too.
It's like got meme publicity.
Yeah.
It's not publicity because it's a good movie. It's because it's funny.
And bad.
Let me jump in with my other statement before we go. To
Okay.
spoilers. So I was on my Facebook, and all of a sudden I see an article. It's like Netflix has put an announcement about Bird Box, and I'm like, ooh, okay.
What?
So I go through. Too many people were getting injured by doing the Bird Box challenge.
What's the Bird Box challenge?
Where you try to like run around your whole life with a blindfold, and people kept getting injured. There were people in the hospital.
Oh yeah, because like it's a apocalyptic future, so there's no cars on the road when they're doing it.
So there's all these videos of YouTubers going around wearing the fucking blindfolds, and then it's like the Tide Pods. People are getting fucking hurt. And so Netflix put out a challenge and said, this is a movie. Do not wander around your life with a blindfold on. So Netflix had to make a statement on Twitter.
Oh my god.
So that was my news, where it's not really news. But that's why it's gotten so big, is because of memes.
Yeah.
It's become
it's internet famous.
Yeah.
But it's bad.
Because it's bad, and because it's funny to walk around your life bumping into shit.
Yeah. Okay. Full disclosure on spoilers now. It's very... Okay, so it's in kind of 2 sections, kind of.
Yeah.
Because it keeps switching from the early on futures just started to the 5... We later find out the 5 years later when the kids are with the Sandra Bullock going down the river to find salvation.
Yeah.
The river stuff was more interesting than the early day stuff, because it was...
You didn't know why they were wearing these blindfolds.
Yeah, it was more mysterious, but the other stuff was so... it was so paint by numbers for apocalyptic future. Yeah. For those type of stories, it's all about the character interactions and the richness of those character interactions. There was no richness because the characters were all boring.
Yeah. They were
the
all
most interesting one was probably
shit.
Sorry, you go.
So they were all shit.
Yeah. The most interesting character was Sandra Bullock, because I found it a little bit interesting that she was afraid of having a child because she didn't know if she would love them.
Yeah.
But the rest of the movie, or the other characters, the one asshole, that asshole bald guy, he was just paint by numbers asshole.
Yeah.
And I guess he sounded weird too, when he spoke, it's almost as if he was he was so pronounced in how he was speaking. Everything he said was like this. Which is normal people don't talk like that, especially if you're a right-winged gun-slinging asshole.
Yeah. Suing his gay neighbors.
Exactly. But the other characters were just boring. The one guy that's oh, it's God ringing down on us. And also he was also the one that was afraid to do anything and just wants to stay in his hidey hole safe. And it was but then he dies in a noble act to save everybody else, and it's boring.
And the monster itself that we never see, I thought was pretty interesting.
It was interesting, but it needed the final payoff of us finally seeing it.
I don't think so. I think the mystery is what made it more interesting.
I think, yeah, I feel the mystery did.
I think if they showed it at the end, it would have ruined the whole movie.
I feel it could have made or break.
It would have broken the movie.
They
were not good enough. They were not good enough to pull that off.
Well, I feel if it was done if it was a very, very interesting and unique design, then it would have made it worth it. But it was not worth watching the way it was.
No, I don't agree at all. Because some things are scarier if you can't see them.
I agree with that, but that's why you save it to the very end.
No, I think it would have ruined the movie.
I also kind of feel the whole happy ending at the end was kind of
tacked on,
yeah.
Now, I think it was really cool that this crazy people were not affected. Because that makes a lot of sense. And people are that doesn't make any sense. I'm it makes a lot of sense.
Explain to me, because I'm one of the people that's it doesn't make any sense.
When people are, clinically insane, their brains work differently.
Oh.
So their brains are working differently. So instead of perceiving it as something evil, they're perceiving it as something good.
Oh.
So it's by design, by these demons or whatever.
So it makes sense, but it's also, a little weird. It feels a little, oh, we need to have human bad guys, so let's just do it.
I just think it's really unique answer to the question. And I just thought it was interesting. I thought the movie was a lot more interesting. People are like, oh, it's stupid because we didn't see the monsters. I'm like, no, it's not, because that's the point.
No, I agree. It's not stupid because we didn't see the monsters. I still would have liked to see them at the very end.
Of course, that's what keeps you, guessing about the movie.
Yeah.
Makes you think about it afterward. If we just saw it, no one would be talking about it.
Mm-hmm. But it's also... Back to the characters, like... The other pregnant lady? First off, what are the odds that there's just gonna be another pregnant lady?
I was also
in
like,
this
she's not
group
expecting
of 10?
twins. How are they gonna get the second baby? Then she walked in. I'm like, there we go.
And then she was just like so
stupid.
She was just like, oh, I just want the best for my baby, and I'm pregnant, you're pregnant, we should be besties. And of course, Sandra Bullock's like, fuck off, you're lame.
She was lame.
And she was lame.
Sandra Bullock did a fantastic job. The movie was just shit around her.
She was a good actress.
The kids were funny. I don't know.
The kids, I like the kids. They were interesting, but it was also like...
They had the biggest eyes, too.
Because they were like 5.
I know, but just they were like the cutest children they could find.
And like, I guess the thing is, like, they almost acted like they were... Like, the story kind of treated them as if they were older, but then you think, like, they're 5 years old and they're going on a frickin' raft and they're listening to their mother and they're not taking off their blindfolds? Like, what?
Well, they were raised in that environment. If you actually raise your kids properly, they don't act like 5-year-olds when they're 5. Like, if you...
Wow.
Not
just,
properly.
like, hating... parents everywhere.
No, I'm saying kids can be a lot more mature than people give them credit for if they're raised in an environment where they have to be.
Yeah, I guess. But, like, also when it's, like, the moment where it's like, we need someone to steer us through the rapids. And it's like, I need to choose one of you to see. And the boy is like, I'll do it. And then she's like, no.
That's her son.
Because that's her son. Like, it feels like she wanted the girl to do it from the get-go, but like she needed the girl to say it, and then by the time the girl actually said it, she was like, no, I can't give you up either, I'm just gonna wing it.
And then they were fine.
And then they were fine, but they still like they probably wouldn't have capsized the boat. They probably wouldn't have like gone overboard if someone was watching.
They were fine.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, the blind people are probably fine.
But those birds, too. Like, because they were, like, in a box, and when the boat went overboard, I was like, oh, there goes the birds. But then they find the little girl with the box of birds, and they're fine. The birds are fine. You think they would have, like, drowned. Like, oh, okay, maybe if there weren't air holes, but there were air holes, so, like, water would have gotten in.
Birds can get wet.
They can get wet, but if they're, like, underwater...
They're birds. They can survive without their heads for a while.
Not more than, like, anybody else.
Chickens can.
Yeah, but if you chop off they're not alive. That's just nerves. The nerve endings.
Have you never seen the headless chicken?
I've
lived
seen
for 8
those.
Years?
What? No, I haven't seen that one.
18 months, sorry. He lived for 18 months. Then he choked on the syringe they were using to feed him through his neck hole. Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah. Want to see him?
No, I just said that's gross.
Mike the headless chicken. Look it up.
No, I just thought those birds, those birds are like the luckiest birds.
Yeah.
And it's just, and then like the ending when they get to the sanctuary and it's like, oh, it's a school for the blind. No wonder.
That makes sense.
That makes sense, but it's like so tacked on too. It's like
You
oh.
don't think they could have sent some people to come and help them?
Yeah, exactly.
Some blind people, because they'd be fine.
Yeah, and maybe one seer to like.
No, like blind people can get around. They would be able to float their boat up there.
Well, the stream's going the other way, so they would have had to walk.
Well, walk, like, portage the canoe.
And like I was also thinking, like, when they went to the rapids, like I saw this with my parents, and my mom says, why don't they just, or it was either my mom or my dad, but they said, why don't they just go to the edge of the river and walk past the rapids.
It wasn't that far. Why didn't they just follow the river from the beginning?
Yeah, why don't they just walk instead of doing this whole dangerous boat ride where they get capsized?
Your mom is smart. That is what they should have done.
I remember.
All in all, like, I wouldn't see it again. It made me uncomfortable because it was predictable, but also like violent, like in like a gross way.
Yeah.
And I was just sort of like, nope.
I didn't like it. I thought
I'm like,
it was
Mom,
a bad
don't you
movie.
dare pause this movie if I walk out of the room. Just let it play. Is what I said to her.
Yeah,
I'll come back later.
I did not like it at all.
I think I went and like had a shower and came back and then watched the movie.
After the movie, my dad said, "Well, that was a movie. I don't know if it was good, but it was a movie."
Yeah, it was.
And then when my brother was like, "So what did you think, Mom?" And she was like, "I like Sandra Bullock."
That's like the only like.
That's the only thing she could say about it was I liked Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, honestly, that's all you could say.
But my dad was one of the people that was confused about the whole "some people can see it" thing too.
That made a lot of sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like when in movies in general, when they put in mental illness, people don't understand.
Yeah.
For example, the Amazing Spider-Man 2,
Mhm.
that blue guy.
Yeah.
People are like, why is he so obsessed with Spider-Man? They don't get it.
Oh.
It's actually a condition
Oh.
where you see a celebrity and you think that they know you.
Oh.
So it's like a real thing, and I know about this. Like I've like researched it in my.
Well, I don't think it was like.
So I thought that was it. So it's just things like
But
that.
that's not the only reason they hate him in the movie. It's also because Jamie Foxx is pretending to be a nerd, and it's like Jamie Foxx isn't a nerd.
No, but I'm just saying people are like, I don't get it. Why would he think that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, because of this. And there's like reasons, and I'm like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense for the crazy people not to be affected.
Yeah. Well, that I think was just
Maybe to me, I don't know.
I think they just didn't explain it well enough.
I thought it went out without an explanation.
Like you said, people who research it and are
I didn't
deal
research
with
it.
well,
I
people,
just knew that.
yeah, people who but you understand, have a great understanding of mental disorders and
Yeah.
such, so you fully understood it. But people who don't deal with that in their everyday lives or aren't exposed to that aspect of life very often, I feel they won't get it, and that's why a lot of people haven't gotten it, and why I, until you explained it, didn't get it. And my phone just beeped. Again? Did it do that earlier? Oh, I didn't hear that.
I think you were wrestling with the dog.
Oh.
She looks dead. Is she alive?
She's alive. She's breathing.
Remy!
Where's Sausage? Where's Sausage? We just woke her up from her nap. She's like, why'd you wake me up?
For some reason, she won't come to us if we tell her to, but if we ask where she is, by calling her Sausage, she just shows up.
Yeah.
She's like, here I am. I don't know, it's weird, but she does it. She's a bit deaf. I don't know, maybe that command sounds better to her.
Yeah. But no, I was saying, like, I just feel for the general public it needed a bigger explanation. Even if someone was like, oh, it does this because people with mental illnesses, their brains are wired differently. If someone just said that in the movie, I feel like everyone would be like, oh, okay.
I feel like they did say that.
But they didn't.
Oh, maybe because I just understood it. I'm like,
You just understood.
I'm like, I bet the crazies aren't affected. Is literally what I thought.
Yeah.
And then they weren't. And I was like, there you go.
No, most people didn't think that, so
Yeah.
I feel like it just needed more explanation.
But I also think that's a symptom of people not understanding
of
mental illness in
of
general.
course, but because that exists, you need to explain a little more.
Yeah, but people, I'm like, it's a symptom of a larger
And
societal
also,
problem.
But it's also, it also adds to that too, because it's like you're basically saying the mental illness people are the bad. They turned the mentally ill into the bad guys,
Which
essentially,
is not nice.
which is not good. So that was Bird Box. We also did something else this.
Bandersnatch.
Yeah, this 2-week break.
You watched a bunch of Bandersnatch without me, and I'm very mad at you.
I'm sorry.
Very mad. But we did do it together.
Yeah,
And we did get multiple endings.
Get a lot. So overall, I think the experience was a success. I do feel a lot of people are saying it's better if you don't like try to find everything in one sitting. If you like watch it for like 2 hours, then take a break,
That's what we did.
which is like what we did, and
Yeah.
that's what I did the other time too. But it's very it's very interesting and very complex. Some of the choices and how they affect. Like your first choice, it doesn't affect in a big way, but it decides later on which trailer you see, which
Yeah.
commercial you see. Like if you choose Frosted Flakes or what was the other one?
Fruit Loops, I think.
Not
But,
Fruit Loops, but something like that.
yeah, and they were called Frosties. I'm like, what? Apparently, the British people call those Frosties instead of Frosted Flakes. Wait, that works so much better. That's all I was thinking about during this movie.
Yeah, but
I think this format works better as an interactive movie than as a video game because
Oh,
it is a
yes.
video game. That's what like people would have. If this came out 5 years ago, this would be released as a video game.
yeah.
I like it better as an interactive movie.
And it was cool to, because you don't often see it in live action too, and when you do, it's like CDI quality. Like
Yeah.
it's not film quality. It's more like some guy with a camera in their backyard quality.
Yeah.
So it was great to see it with a quality camera, quality crew, quality director. And it was
And
very...
it was about multiple pathways, which was
Yeah.
fun. And
And
that's
I-
Black Mirror for you.
And I liked how, essentially, we were more the main character, like, not Stefan. Like, we
Yeah.
were following him, but in the end, we were the victim of Black Mirror because it was so meta, and it was basically, like,
Yeah.
let's talk about one of the paths a bit. Like, you
So
know...
the full spoilers, we're just going to say whatever.
Yeah, full spoilers now, because it's kind of hard not to spoil,
Yeah.
and possible spoilers, I guess, because
Yeah.
it's, if you've watched it, you still won't even know if you've seen this part.
Yeah.
But there's the one part where we reveal ourselves to the main character, to
Yeah.
Stefan, where he's like, "Who are you? Why are you controlling me?" The first time we played this through, because when we were choosing the book or the family photo,
Yeah.
because we chose the book and we found the dad's secrets,
Yeah.
we could have either put... One of the options we could have put was Pax, P-A-X, which if we chose that, the monster would have showed.
What monster?
You know, the monster that appeared in one of the other endings, too? Or not endings, but, like, that appeared in some of his quote-unquote dreams. That, like, weird monster thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he would have appeared, and then he would have woken up. Or what we did choose together was the PAC PAX, or PA, yeah, PAC.
Yeah.
Something control.
Like Pac-Man.
Programming and program and control, PAC.
Yeah.
That one, if we do that, we discover that we were a part of this huge government conspiracy thing, and our dad is like some weird experiment guy who experimented on us, and then wake up, it was all a dream.
Mm-hmm.
But because we chose that, when we were able to reveal ourselves, we had the choice between the bad bear symbol or Pax. If we chose Pax,
he confronted his dad.
he confronted his dad, killed his dad, blah blah blah. If we chose,
But it was our choice to kill his dad.
yeah. If we chose
The other symbol.
the bad bear,
Yeah. That's not what they called it.
that's not what's it's called that, like, in real, the internet calls it that because that's
Oh.
when that's the episode it first appeared.
Oh.
Was the Bad Bear Park
Yeah.
episode
Yeah.
with, like, the lady who's a criminal and such.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we chose that, then we would have, like, also murdered our dad at some point, I think.
Yeah. But it changes
it changes it. Like, if we cut up our dad, as opposed to burying, then we get away for it for a while, finish the game on time, and it's a hit.
Yeah.
And then it comes out that we killed our dad, and then later down the line, someone else is, like, making the Netflix version of
Yeah.
Bandersnatch,
That's,
like what
like,
we
the
just
best
watched.
ending. Yeah.
And it was like, that I feel is the true path. Like, I feel like if we just left the controller and didn't touch anything, that's probably where we would have ended up.
Yeah.
But back to the screen, what I saw without you was when we had to choose the family photo or the book.
Yeah.
I chose the family photo.
I thought we chose the family photo.
No, we chose the book.
Oh, okay.
But I chose the family photo, and with that we win. Or basically, if you didn't type in pack when you found the thing, when we were to reveal ourselves, instead of packs, it would have said Netflix.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's fun.
So if you click on Netflix, he's like, well, I don't understand. What's Netflix? And then you try to explain it, and he's like, I don't understand because it's the 80s.
And it's like super meta because it's like we're actually Netflix.
You are actually watching on Netflix.
Oh, fuck. I want to do that ending. Don't spoil anymore. I want to see it.
Okay. Because it has it leads to some fun endings too.
Oh, shh.
Okay.
I'm doing that later.
I'll shush about it.
We can still podcast, but we don't have to reveal that. So
Yeah.
I want to see it.
But also, if you chose the family photo, you would have been shown the flashback of it, or you would have been reminded of the flashback of the mom dying.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't find your toy because your dad stole it.
Yeah.
And it's so clever because, like, in that scene where the LSD trip happens,
Yeah.
basically, Collins puts in your head anything that could have happened. Like, he mentions the program on control. He mentions a bunch of stuff that happens in different endings, and he mentions one of the things he mentions is mirrors are gateways through time.
Yeah. So that's what Black Mirror is.
Yes, but so you remember that, and you go to your mirror in your bathroom, and you go back in time to when you were a kid, and you get Rabbit when your dad takes it away, and do you want me to continue, or do you want to live this ending too?
You can continue.
Okay, and then, so you don't lose Rabbit, so you find Rabbit when you're looking for it, and so then you have the choice when your mom's like, are you coming or not? You have the choice to say, yes.
Or no.
Or no.
Because before it was no choice, it was just no.
It was just no. And so if you say yes, you go with your mom, you go on the train, everything still happens, your train still crashes, and then it fast forwards to the future, or it goes back to real time, and you're in the office with the psychologist, with the therapist.
Yeah.
And she's like, and you're dead. Stefan is dead. Like, he's just cold, and the therapist's like, I don't know what happened. We were just talking about his mom, and then he just went cold.
Wow, that's cool.
That was so, yeah. I feel like I've been talking a lot, so what 2 cents do you have about Bandersnatch?
Well, I really liked it, and I really want to watch it some more, and I think everybody should check it out.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Like, I'm just like, damn, like there's not as much we could say. We could talk about every choice, because it's amazing. You should just do it yourself and have a
there's
good
so
time.
many different paths that,
Yeah.
like, it'll take forever before anyone will be able to fully map it out.
Yeah. Well, probably
So-
someone's mapped it out at this point. But
Probably not all of it, though. There's still probably some minor stuff that they're missing.
probably. It's so big.
Yeah,
I'm saying just do it. Get Netflix, watch it.
yeah. It's really good. And something else I noticed was, in the LSD trip where you get to choose between killing yourself or Colin,
Yeah.
And then if you kill Collins, he doesn't appear at all in the rest of the playthrough unless you go back in time.
Oh.
If, like, you choose an ending and then you give the choice to go back, and then he shows up again and he says, I told you I'd be back.
Yeah, I remember that.
So it's so cool because they're like,
Because even if
both of them know, have like a bit of awareness that they're retreading too.
Yeah.
Both Stefan and Collins, and it's so cool.
Watch it.
Oh
Do
my
it.
God, I love it. I love
Do
it.
it.
So do you want to do more Netflix interactive in the future?
I think it wouldn't be as successful if it wasn't Black Mirror. Because that's what Black Mirror is about, right?
Yeah.
I
It
think
fits, yeah.
It fits, and it's amazing. I don't know if, because it's so successful, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
They'll do it again, and I feel if it's with something that it's less, it has to have the same amount of dedication, same amount of work.
Oh,
put
yes.
in. Like, this could have easily been absolute garbage.
Of everything on Netflix's roster right now, what else would you like to see a interactive version episode of?
To be
Or,
honest,
like,
there's not
spin-off
There's not
of?
much.
Yeah. The
No.
only thing I can think of is like maybe a Stranger Things one. But in that, I feel like you could make it about the main characters, just have it being the same world.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think this really only worked. Because
Or
it
if
was
they did like
Black
a
Mirror.
Barb spin-off.
I think this only really worked because it was Black Mirror.
I feel like it can work with something else, like you said, if it's the right dedication. And I feel like the Stranger Things team is the right dedication, but
I think it would ruin Stranger Things, and that they shouldn't try.
I feel like it has the possibility. But if it's just as good, like I think the only thing is it
As long as
would
they
have to be
bottleneck
a
the
spin-off.
they'd have to bottleneck the ending.
What do you mean?
The ending would have to always be the same,
But that's
so
why
that way it can continue.
That's why I'm saying don't make it about the main characters.
why
Make it
do
a
it?
spin-off, but in the same world,
Then why do
like
it?
someone else in Hawkins. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. I think that's something I wouldn't mind seeing.
You could bottleneck the ending. That would be fine. But I learned all about interactive interactive movie games in my courses.
Or
and
if
we
they
made
make
them.
it
I
at the
made
very,
them. I've
or
made
if
one
they
of
do it
these.
after Stranger Things has ended,
Yeah.
because they're only planning on like I think 4 seasons,
Like, I've made a game like this before.
4 or 5 seasons. Yeah.
It's called Nightmare. You can play it online somewhere.
Somewhere.
There's no graphics. It's all text. And if you play it right, nothing supernatural happens.
Yeah.
But if you play it the other way, it
Everything's
can last 10
supernatural.
seconds or it can last an
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. You should play it.
Cool.
I have it. You can try it.
Okay. So you're not looking forward for any more
No.
Netflix interactive?
Black Mirror can do another one.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think I don't think their next one will be Black Mirror though.
The medium of doing an interactive movie, yeah, it's always open for use by anyone. But I'm saying I'm not excited for the medium. I really like that it was Black Mirror.
Okay.
So the medium is awesome, and it works because of that. I'm not saying, oh, everything should do interactive media. Now I think that should be the next big thing. I'm like, no, it really worked in this case.
Mm-hmm. But
if you
it's
use
the
the
exception
medium-
of the rule.
If you use the medium correctly,
Mm-hmm.
it works. But if you just are trying to fit something into that
Yeah.
medium, it's not going to work.
That's why I feel like I don't know. I keep getting back to this, but that's why I feel like a Stranger Things spin-off could work if it's that medium. Like I don't think they could do a spin-off of Stranger Things without it. If it's just a normal TV show, I don't think it would work, or a normal movie that's a spin-off, I don't think it would work at all.
I don't think you should mix the medium.
Mix the medium? What do you
Add
mean
something
by-
to Stranger Things. It's a television show with a clear plot and story.
Hmm.
If you add one of these, it wouldn't work. This is a one-off, right? It's not like Black Mirror. It's like
That's
it's an
why I'm
anthology.
seeing it as that's why I'm saying spin-off.
It would only work, in my opinion, in an anthology series.
Okay. Is there other Netflix anthologies happening right now?
I don't know, but you
Don't
could do
think
it.
so.
You could do something cool with, say, American Horror Story.
Yeah, but that's FX, so they can't.
No, I'm just saying you can make it for anything, right? I'm
Yeah.
just saying Netflix it doesn't own this medium. This medium's been around forever.
Mm-hmm. But
that would work for American
they
Horror
own the
Story.
way to do. Netflix is the only ones that can do it right now because they're a streaming service, is what I mean. Like FX is actual cable channel. Like you couldn't.
I know,
do
but that
that with
team couldn't
America.
create something for Netflix.
Yeah.
I'm saying that would be really cool.
Yeah.
You're just saying shows that I think would work well as an interactive show. American Horror Story.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. I think that's all we need. Have we ever gotten any comments on anything yet?
No, but you could be the first.
Please, I'm begging you, like our stuff. Like it. Subscribe to it. Okay, I'll stop with the whiny voice. Like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a website, CauseWeCanCommentaries.com. We also we upload commentaries. We're trying for at least once a week, hopefully twice a week for commentaries.
Yeah, we're no longer putting them right up on the YouTube channel because
we keep getting copyright.
No, that's not the reason.
That's not the only reason, but that's one of the reasons.
No,
and also
it's not the reason because I won the copyright disputes on pretty much all of them. The reason is it's very long. Mm-hmm. It takes forever to render it in that format, and I don't think it's very interesting to watch. If you want to line it up, you can line it up with the audio commentary.
Yeah, and it's like,
and then,
it's a bit more work on you as a viewer's part too. Yeah. So
we're gonna have more clip shows.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. We also have a Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram.
All because we can 3.
Instagram, we usually only put some photos on. Some photos you can't see anywhere else. Except, are they on the website?
Yes.
Yeah. But they're through Instagram, so.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Bye.
That's that.
See you next week.
You still alive there, Remy?
Yeah. Bye.